Hey guys, I have a new story I want to read to you today. It's called Anna Goes to Washington, D.C. and it's by Renee Colada-Lainez and illustrated by Angela Dominguez. Now, if you look at this story cover, it's kind of tricky because we know if it's like photographs, like someone took the picture, that it's a real story that happened. But if you look over here, these are drawings of people, and we know if it's drawings, it's usually not a real story. So, what do you think? That's kind of confusing. I think that maybe the pictures are real. This is a real place. We know Washington, D.C. is a real place, but maybe the story about this family might not be real. Let's read it and find out. Have any of you ever been to Washington, D.C.? I went to Washington, D.C. one time. I was in 8th grade, middle school, and my school went there. We took a big bus and we drove all the way there, which is a long way away. And I saw these places that we're getting ready to read about. So I want you to think about if you've been there before, or maybe ask your mom or dad if they've been there. They might have some pictures that look like some of these pictures. All right, let's get started. Anna is her name. Anna goes to Washington, D.C. We are in Washington, D.C. It is the capital of the United States, said Anna to Mama and her little sister Sarah. Anna ran and hugged her tia Louisa and said, "I cannot wait to visit the historic places." So you might have heard tia Louisa. Tia in Spanish means aunt, so her Aunt Louisa. So this family is most likely a Spanish family. We'll have to keep reading to see. So it said they can't wait to visit the historic places. So in Washington, D.C., there's a lot of historic places because it's our state capital. All right, let's get started on this page. The next morning, Anna and Sarah were holding a large map. "Look, Sarah, we will visit all of these places." So this is their map that they have. Some of the streets they have: Pennsylvania Avenue, Constitution Avenue, New York Avenue, Independence Avenue, 17th Street Northwest. And some of the places that they look like they're going to visit is the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. Do you guys remember learning about him? The Lincoln Memorial after Abraham Lincoln, Washington Monument after George Washington, the White House, the U.S. Capitol, the Library of Congress, and the Supreme Court. So those are some of the places we're going to be reading about. Tia Louisa and Mama waved American flags. They gave flags to Anna and Sarah. Anna opened the front door and said, "Ready, set, let's go." "This is the National Mall," Tia Louisa said. "I don't see any stores," Sarah said. "There are no stores here," Tia Louisa replied. Sarah turned around and around and said, "I get it. Instead of stores, this mall has historic buildings." So we know like the mall of Louisiana that is in Baton Rouge, it has all kinds of stores. This is called a mall, but it doesn't have stores. It just has all of these special buildings. "What is this tall building?" asked Anna. "It looks like a giant number 1, Sarah said. "This is the Washington Monument," Tia Louisa said. "It was built to honor the first president or leader of the United States, George Washington." Wow, that's a pretty cool building. Mama opened her purse. "Look, his face is on the dollar bill and the quarter," Anna cried. So if you have, or your parents maybe, a $1 bill or a quarter, you can see George Washington's face on it. Pretty cool. He was our first president. "Who is this tall man sitting on that big chair?" Anna asked. "He is Abraham Lincoln, our 16th president. He ended slavery and helped keep the United States together," Tia Louisa said. "He is also on the pennies that Sarah and I put inside our piggy banks," Anna said. So if you have a penny like this coin, it has Abraham Lincoln's face on it. And that's him sitting in that big chair. lives in this beautiful house? Anna asked. The President of the United States lives in the White House, Tia Louisa said. Can we knock and say hello? Anna and Sarah asked. The President is a busy person, Tia Louisa said, but I have tickets to get inside. Yes, said everyone. So they're gonna get to go inside the White House. This is where the President lives. It's a pretty special place. This building is bigger than my whole school, Anna said. It is the Capitol building. They make laws here, Tia Louisa said. Are laws like school rules? Anna asked. Tia Louisa and Mama nodded. We need to follow rules or we will get in trouble, Anna said to Sarah. So that is the Capitol. It's where the rules are made. Look, there are also statues sitting on chairs here, Anna pointed at them. This is the Supreme Court, Tia Louisa said. When people do not agree, the Supreme Court decides what is fair. The Supreme Court is like a teacher. Teachers talk to children when they argue, Anna said. See all the chairs up there? That's where the members of the Supreme Court sit. Welcome to the Library of Congress, Tia Louisa said. There are so many beautiful books here, said Anna. I love to read books to Sarah. Almost all of the books published in the United States are here, Tia Louisa said. I would love to read them all one day, Anna said. Tia Louisa and Mama smiled. That library is a little bit bigger than our library at school, right? Lots of books there. They went back to the National Mall and walked across Independence Avenue. Look, I know the man in the statue, Anna said. He is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and he had a dream for everyone to be treated fairly. This is his memorial, Tia Louisa said. I will work for my dreams too, Anna said. So that's Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s memorial. That's him standing there. Anna and her family walked among the flowering cherry trees. Look at the beautiful cherry blossoms, Anna said. These trees are a gift from Japan to celebrate the friendship between our two countries, Tia Louisa said. They sat down and watched the paddle boats go by. Anna hugged Tia Louisa and said, "Thank you for this wonderful day. I will never forget it." Isn't that special? That is pretty cool. I hope you guys enjoy learning about Washington, D.C. and some of its really awesome statues and buildings that it has. So why don't you talk to your parents or whoever you're with right now and ask them if they've ever been, and any of the cool places that we learned about today you can share with them. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day.